On this episode of El Jefe's Chop Shop, we scrap a Golf.
Here we go again. Another rusty Golf. It's not strapped to the truck at all, so hopefully it slides off reasonably straight. I didn't think much would happen. It's got no tyre on the other side, and this side's flat. So here is the new Golf. So this is going to be a donor for the yellow car. Take all the good bits off of this, put it onto that guy, and make one good car out of the two. So we haven't dug into this at all, only saw it at the wreckers, so we will dive in and bring you guys along. So we've chucked up a marquee, hopefully that'll make today a little bit better. It is 40 degrees, so it's pretty miserable. And first thing we noticed, tailgate's locked. So we need this whole bit because the tree has crashed onto the other one, so we need to try and work out how to get that open, try and find some keys in this thing and just open the surprise that is this Golf. So this one is a 77, which is the second year of Golf in Australia.
I think it could be second or third.
And you're saying that these mirrors are weird.
Yeah. So early Mark 1s in Australia have little differences. Like this is a flag style beetle mirror that these came with, whereas the yellow one has the big style lake mirror. So this is a 1980 and this is a 77 mirror. Just as an example. So these were like manual and these had like a little
like knob through the inside, yeah. I like the little ones, they're cool.
Yeah, the little ones are cool. The dash is weird, it's got this big like speaker grill in the middle instead of being integrated.
You might be wondering why Jackson bought this car. Now, the guards are pretty good, pretty straight. There's a bit of rust in them. Whereas the other one, they are really bent, but they aren't very rusty. So with that, and then there's a little bit of rust in this bonnet, but it's straighter than the other one. There's not a lot going on in here, but it does have a radiator and a battery, and we can use some of the spares, I assume. Not really sure. But then this guard over here, also pretty straight, does have rust as well. This thing is super rusty though, but it is reasonably complete. All of the doors are rotten on the bottom and most of them on the top. Door handles missing and stuff, and it's all pretty rough. We'll get into here once Jackson's finished digging out all the stuff, but we should be able to use this tailgate. The tail light panel is a little rusty, but we should be able to fix that. Got a pair of tail lights, that one's damaged, but it's not bad. And then we've got all of the metal to fix all of this guy. All of that action. So we can also probably cut a bit of the roof off of that guy and maybe try and fill it in here. So there's just a whole lot of parts that should be useful to fix this one up on this guy.
Flabbergasted.
Jackson's just figured something out.
It's as far forward as they go. But there's this little latch under here that you flick up. There's one on each side. And the whole seat top.
It's probably a two-door thing, so you can get into the back of a two-door.
Yeah, that's true. I just had a look at the seats on that one.
On the yellow one.
It has the same thing.
Cool.
Far out.
A feature we didn't know about. So we spent like an hour trying to get this tailgate open, and Jackson ended up knocking the lock through and then twisting some stuff. So we got the boot open finally, and it's pretty rusty, which is a bit of a pain, but it gives us something to work with. So now Jackson's trying to get the seats out, but the floors were pushed up, so he put his foot behind that floor and pushed it pretty much straight through to the ground because it's all rotten. So try and get these seats out, and we can get the carpet out and finish stripping this interior. So it's like 40 degrees today, and we've done a bit. Doesn't really feel like it, but it's raining now. How's that work? Wiring loom's out, dash is kind of out. Remember in that last episode how we said it rust really bad just here? Well, that's the floor. As in the ground. That's the ground. Jackson's made a discovery that underneath the sound ending, look how bad the rust gets. Lift up that little square piece yet. Oh, that's bad. Is that all just floor?
That's the floor.
That's the ground. Yep. Is that a frame rail? Or what was left of it?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's bad. So all the way from the sill, the bottom of the sill's all toast, all the way to the tunnel, gone.
The driver's side's probably just as bad, now.
Yeah. Driver's side is exactly the same.
Maybe not that big.
That's so rotten.
Oh my.
Wow.
Oh, okay, it'll go, it'll go. That Flintstones car.
That's so bad. Mark 1 Golf, for sale. $50,000, mint condition. Never been jumped on. Well, yeah, only because it's powder blue, but the rest of the condition is perfect also. Just want to say, if you do enjoy shenanigans like this, you can help support the channel by jumping over to the merch page, grabbing yourself a shirt or a sticker or whatever there is available. There's more stuff coming shortly. There's a few designs at the moment, and there'll be air fresheners and lanyards and stickers and stuff coming soon. Let's get back to the video. So whilst Jackson messes around with this car we found in a wrecking yard. So Jackson sent me a photo from like 2012, I'll put it on the screen, and then some screenshots from a bird's eye view recently, from like Snapchat or something. And then the car was actually still in the exact same spot, hadn't moved, still had a beetle on top of it. I'll throw in all the photos we got. So then I went down after work. Jackson's been working nights, so I rushed down after work to see if the car was still there. It was. It looked pretty reasonable and was still there, obviously. So I took a bunch of photos, sent them to Jackson, and then he went down as soon as he could and struck up a deal. And here we have a Golf. It's here now, and we're just taking parts off of it. But it is way too hot today, so we're gonna just make it move and clean the driveway, and then we'll deal with this another day.
We're just gonna move this with its incredibly round tyres with the VTEC Camry. So because I don't want to ruin the front fascia, we've got it just around the block. Because, I mean, if I can keep the front apron intact, I'll be pretty happy. Even though there's a small chance it'll fold the car in half. Because, well, that's the floor. Here we go. Yeah, good to go, mate. Ooh. Sorry for the awful filming. Nice. Yeah, it's probably pretty good. And if you haven't watched the videos on this K24 6-speed swapped Camry,
It's a wicked doker.
go and watch it. It's day 2. I only need about this much of this car, so let's make that happen. That is a very bizarre look, I'll tell you that.
It was a pretty big weekend and a big day on the Golf. So all of the parts are stored over here. When Jackson comes back, we're going to strip these doors down to the glass and the mechanisms and just get rid of the actual shells because they're not very good. Now I've moved the Golf, so now Jackson can pull this thing apart and work on it in his own little space. I'll clean up all that stuff behind and all of this stuff will be moved as well, so we have a nice area to work. Unfortunately, the shed's going to be busy for a while, so he'll have to be out the front here, but I did promise him I would take this engine out. So I'm going to jump into a time lapse, rip this engine out, get it in the bin, and then you can start organising the front end of this thing and strip the guards off and stuff and start prepping the front end for the new engine. And then I will also have access at the back to start fixing the hatch when we get to that. So I'll chuck you guys on time lapse and I'll rip this motor out. That certainly shouldn't have taken that long, but here we are, about an hour later. So it's all out now. I had to cut the drive shafts because I couldn't be bothered undoing the inside edge. So now this is all ready for Jackson to clean up, and the old engine is over there ready to go in the bin, along with some of that blue stuff. So that's it for this week's episode on this blue turd. So we've got the engine out of the yellow one, we've got the engine out of the blue one, everything's all scrapped, ready to go. So next time we can jump into the yellow car and actually start fixing stuff. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.